Hello, my name is Ivan Montero. I don't have an intro because I tried to do this review so many times, so I'm just done. Dino Fury Season 2, Part 1, Episodes 1 through 9. The show starts out by giving us a brand new opening. Not a brand new theme song, just a brand new opening. Now, this opening is so luxurious looking. I guess it's perks of being a Netflix show, but like, man, that opening is, they have flares, they have Ultra 4K HD, they got it all. Your TV show is only as good as your theme song. Let's be real, if you have a crap theme song, is anyone really gonna remember you? But if you have a good, memorable theme song like Dino Charge did, then man, oh man, that's gonna be played on Spotify throughout all of the years. But let's get the adult elephant out of the way by saying that this show is unashamedly and very unexpectedly adult. Now, I don't mean that they handle controversial issues, and they do. They handle tough issues, but they have the jokes. They have the jokes for the adult folks. They have it all throughout episodes 1 through 9, so please check them out, because when you hear them, you're just like, oh my gosh. My favorite, absolute favorite, is when all of the Power Rangers come up to the bad guys, like, and there's multiple bad guys, right? And the Black Ranger's like, you looking for trouble? Well, you just stepped in a steaming pile of it. And all of them, villains, the other Rangers, everyone, they're like, oh, ew. And they all react like poorly. They're like, ooh. And the Black Ranger's like, oh, that came wrong. And I did like a quadruple, like I watched it like 10 times. I kept rewinding. I was like, oh my gosh, they did not. It was so fun. It was funny because it was unexpected. Unexpected humor is funny, but like, I was also like, this is a kid's show. Well, kind of. It's like, well, it's I don't know anymore. Are shows for kids now? I mean, well, with their blatantly for kids, they're for kids. But there's shows like Power Rangers where like Power Rangers are mainly for adults at this point. They're just, you know, IPing it for kids because that's the original IP. But like nowadays, everyone who grew up on Power Rangers are adults, and now Power Rangers is just another fandom. So I see how and why Power Rangers, or at least Netflix and Hasbro, would want to at least, you know, mature the dialogue humor a little bit. We're going to talk about the dialogue in a little bit, but right now we're going to talk about the handling of the tough issues. This show works really hard to humanize the Rangers by giving them human problems, but also giving them human reactions to human problems. For example, Ion and Izzy find a briefcase full of money, and instead of taking it to the police like other past Rangers, you know, Goody Two-Shoes would in the past, they're just like, this money mine. This money is mine. I got all the cash. Well, at least Ion said that. Ion's like, fun keepers, those are weird person. So he learned, one, the value of being loyal to your friend, and also being a good person for the sake of being a good person, not for the sake of receiving a reward. Sometimes sharing your reward is a better reward. But they handle other tough issues like Amelia overworking herself and not really knowing how to say no, and Javi dealing with his unsupportive dad, and Izzy dealing with her struggling supportive mom, and Zato having to learn to give second chances and to forgive and to not hold on to grudges, and Ollie breaking down his pride because he is just an arrogant individual who is just super smart. Yeah, he's incredibly intelligent, but he had to learn to humble himself, because intelligence isn't everything. The show does really well to just make their Rangers human, actually relatable in every way possible. But they didn't do it with the dialogue, let me tell you that. The dialogue does take a back seat, just a tiny little bit, but the acting from the villains to the heroes to the civilians, they're all done really, really well. And I want to highlight 3 special people in this show. In the order from which the amount that they are seen in the show so far, at least in season 2, is Void Queen / Santara. The actress who plays her, whose name I will butcher, so I'm not even gonna try, she did great. From the moment her eyes just lit, just boom, boom, creepy eyes. She's an alien with creepy eyes. Void Knight is into that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. She had a very subtle and silent but very powerful performance. When someone is able to just use their physicality to convey rather than words, wow. Like, we all knew she was going to be a threat when she was in the tank, but when she woke up out of the tank, wow. Oh my gosh. Fear! The second person is Jane. The person who portrays Jane is a very hilarious individual. She understood her assignment. She knew what she was getting into when she signed that contract, and she wants that paycheck, and boy, does she deserve it. She's hilarious. She doesn't care to be embarrassed, and that's humor. Humor is just doing whatever it takes to get a laugh, and she does, and it's so funny. And she not only delivers her lines differently every time, like there's lines that could very well be said with a vocal pattern, with pitch pattern. She doesn't do that. She has this very unique and rare ability to be able to say each line with intentionality, which is really hard to do. And lastly, it's Izzy. Tessa Rao brings Izzy to life. Now, Izzy is the youngest ranger on the team. She's still going to school. She's trying to do sports, be a superhero, be a normal teenager, be in a relationship. But it looks like she's handling it all really well, to be honest. Out of all of the Power Rangers ever, it seems like Izzy has her life under the most control. And I think it's because she knows exactly what she wants and nothing else. She doesn't waste her time on anything except for the things that she knows she wants. And if she doesn't want it, she doesn't go for it. And that, that's how it is. Tessa Rao acts Izzy out really well. Izzy is her own person, and she brings something new to the Green Ranger. She is the first green female Power Ranger ever. What an honor. What an honor. And honestly, the past Green Rangers, they all have had their they're all mellow, all this and that. But she's a firecracker, and she goes for it. She's a freak train, and she knows it. She has that energy inside it, and she uses it, and she is aggressive, and she is powerful. And I love her. So that brings us to the story. Well, the story is a little bit slow, but not only that, there's a lot going on in both seasons. From the Morphin Masters to Zato and Ion trying to find Wrathcon, to Amelia's mysteriously disappeared parents, to Void Knight and Void King getting revenge on what? We don't know. There's just so much happening that the fact that it's already halfway through the last season, I don't know how they're going to tie up the loose ends. No, it's not. I'm not saying this in a negative light. It's not bad. Everything's just digestible and kind of excusable, because you kind of forget about the other subplots because it's only brought up when it's brought up. and after that, it's just forgotten about completely entirely. But again, you're just having fun with the show because it's Power Rangers, and that's what you do. I am going to preface and say that I do acknowledge that there are bad seasons of Power Rangers. There are bad seasons of Power Rangers, and I do agree with a lot of you guys on which ones they are. But this one is a good one. This is a good season. This is high up there. This is top. Maybe top 3. Maybe top 5. It's top 5 for sure, but maybe top 3. There's one thing I would have liked to have seen in this show, and that is see the Power Rangers be chosen rather than happening upon their powers. A lot of things in the show happen coincidentally, and I think I would have liked it if things happened either intentionally or if the Morph Masters, or you got hints that the Morph Masters were at work behind the scenes. The way that Ollie and Amelia and Javi and Izzy all get their powers is just kind of just very coincidental, and again, it just would have been a lot better if it weren't that way. So it kind of just seems like they're trying to do a lot, but it's just a little much, to be honest. Alright, so let's talk about the really big twist. The fact that Void Knight is not a villain at all. He's just a really misunderstood dude. A dude who likes alien chicks with creepy eyes. He into that. Void Knight, turns out, he just wanted to wake up his wife and just check out of Earth permanently. Homebrew just want to go home after a hard day at work. Is that so hard? Is that so much to ask? Apparently, because all his wife wants is revenge. Revenge on what? That wasn't revealed to us. That is being kept hidden. And I think the revenge is that they were maybe invited to Earth, or they found their way to Earth somehow, and the humans experimented on them. They betrayed them somehow, and they experimented on them and took away their daughter, or their child. And everyone on the planet, so this isn't my idea, I'm running with it, right? But I think, everyone keeps thinking that Amelia, the Pink Ranger, could be Void Knight's daughter. Void Knight and Void Queen's daughter. Long lost, estranged daughter. We don't know. Honestly, it would be really cool, and there were a lot of clues and hints hinting that Amelia could potentially be alien, but again, it just could be fun nods, fun things that the writers acknowledge and are throwing just to be red herrings. But just what if? Montero has had enough. She's done waiting for her husband. She just wants revenge. So she turns herself and then later captures an escaping Void Knight and turns him into Spork's beasts. Spork's alien-infused power beasts-like creatures. She is now the Void Queen, and now he is a brainwashed Void King. This honestly raised the stakes because Void Knight just wanted to go. He just wanted to leave, go off-world with his wife, but his wife just wants one thing. But one thing to note is that Spork's Beast counter is going down every time Void Queen uses a Spork's Beast. So it's going to be really interesting to see where things end at the end, because usually the villains gain a ton of power by the end, and it's really hard to beat them. But this time, it kind of seems like it's the opposite. So I don't know, it's really interesting. I like the fact that this season is completely different. The choreography and the fighting style, the fighting is really well done. When they do the morphing thing, oh man, it's like they have like 10 different cameras set up, man. Because it's not a regular, oh, we're just gonna have everybody stand there and then they're gonna do their thingamabob. It's more of a, oh, we're gonna have everybody stand there, we're gonna have like 1,000 cameras around, and we're gonna get like a ton of different angles. I mean, that's kind of what they have to do. Otherwise, they do the morph thing so many times because it's just different angles, and it's really well done. It's really well edited and put together. Oh man, the sound, scores, everything is so good. Great. Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2, Episodes 1 through 9 gets a, I want to say, since it's just the beginning, so far it's a strong beginning, so it's going to get a 9 out of 10 for me. Alright, I'm going to go. I need a shower, but I will see you next time. You've just been Montified.